And this episode of Quit Stalling is brought to you by Jinx.com. To get 10% off of your entire shopping cart, use the promo code QuitStalling_366 at checkout. If you like the Disney-esque Hearthstone cinematic and you want a shirt, if you want to show your friend that you'll gladly support their supersonic acrobatic rocket power battle car soccer addiction, head on over to Jinx.com and shop from a wide variety of gamer and geek swag. And when you do, don't forget to use the promo code QuitStalling_366 at checkout. Woo! Give me a woo, Juancho. Woo! Give me a woo! Alright, welcome everyone to Quit Stalling. Alright, and as that music plays itself out, I want to welcome you guys to the show that responds, I know, to any intimate dialogue that we encounter. This is our excuse to geek out once a week and talk about all the latest nerd news and pop culture views. If you smell, and I'm Herald Silvestre, your host, one of two hosts for the show. And you know, I'm broadcasting live from the Quit Stalling Podcast studio. And what was that?
That was my phone. That was my.
I don't have an Android phone. What am I talking about? Okay,
to silent. There we go.
That's fine. Yes. By the way, Harold is my real name. I was given that name by an intellectual parent of mine. And of course, with me today, making his 12th consecutive appearance on the show, no relation to Zoe, it's Juancho Saldana. How you doing, Juancho?
No relation that we know of.
But hopefully
what's up?
not.
Has it really been 12? 12?
Yeah, man.
So 3 months?
It's been 12, and we're getting close to episode 50, man. It's going to be a landmark episode.
Wow. Can't wait for that. So what's up, guys? Juancho here. The other host of the Quit Stalling podcast, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. I love how you started with the woo, and then you're like, oh, what's up, everyone? Juancho here?
You got to bring it down. The hype is for later when we talk about the trailers.
Dude, so much hype today. We saw so many trailers over the week, and I can't believe that it's that time of the year. Like, holy crap! We got Hey Arnold with the Jungle Movie. We got some Pacific Rim Uprising. And we got some Star Wars, of course, early this morning. Well, not early, late this morning. And I was super psyched. I was actually considering, like, should I stay up for it? Because you were playing Overwatch all night. And I was like, you know what? It's going to go through Monday Night Football first. I'm not going to wait that long. So I slept like most human beings would. So enough about me, Juancho. How are you doing, man? How you doing?
I've been doing fine. So you're asking me what I've done this past week, right?
Yeah. As I normally do.
I know. I'm trying to remember. Sorry, I'm like, my mind is all like fuzzy right now from moving around hell of a lot because I had to find like the perfect spot just right to do the show.
Oh, why so?
Oh, because you know how I've been having like internet issues the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So that's because I'm in a kind of a big house and the router doesn't reach to the bedrooms, right? Mm-hmm. So I had to find a spot just that's like really close to the router, and it's supposed to be in the dirty kitchen. So I was supposed to do the show in the dirty kitchen, but then it was all echoey. So
by the way, guys, not literally dirty. His kitchen is actually pretty clean.
Just you know what I mean, like the kitchen where you're supposed to do all the real cooking.
Yeah, not the for show kitchen.
Yeah, not the for show kitchen.
Juancho's family is loaded enough that they actually have two kitchens, one for show and one for go.
Anyway, so I was supposed to do it there, but it was echoey as hell. So now I'm doing it in the dining room.
Sweet.
Yeah. But aside from that, I went to the beach this week and via.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, with my family. It was pretty fun. The cool thing is that the last time I was there with Ira, and I just got back from the U.S. and she was still pregnant. Now I'm about to leave for the U.S. and we're with my son, which is crazy.
You're leaving me? I was not aware of this.
I've told you for the past. Heck, the first thing I told you when I was joining the show was I told you I was leaving for better internet.
Oh man, well, if it's for the better of the show, then fine, you can leave. I don't mind, I guess.
Ooh, I also caught Blade Runner this week.
Ooh, shoot! You know what? I downloaded the director's cut, the extended director's cut, and I'm gonna watch that before I watch the movie. I'm so psyched.
Yeah, you definitely should, because I watched it without knowing anything about the old Blade Runner, and that was a huge mistake. Like huge mistake. I was confused most of the time.
Oh man, that sucks. That sucks.
So pro tip right there.
Yeah, pro tip, guys. Pro tip: don't watch the regular cut. Don't watch the initial director's cut. From what I've been told, watch the extended director's cut. That's the one you're supposed to watch before you catch Blade Runner.
I went into it blind, so I was thinking, this is just gonna be like Star Wars, isn't it? Where you could just watch Star Wars, like the new ones, without knowing the past Star Wars, and it'd be fine. That is not the case at all. This is like a direct sequel.
Yeah, or Star Trek. Actually, you could have watched the movies, or even Discovery. Which brings me to my next point. Like you asked me off air, if you could just jump on Discovery, and if you'll be fine. Discovery is actually like 10 years before the original series, so I encourage you to just jump in, because it'll explain a lot.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
I definitely will then. All right, so that was my week. How was your week, Harold?
Dude, to start things off with my week, earlier, like an hour before the show, I checked my mobile banking for a couple of transactions I normally do, work and whatnot, and it said that I withdrew 1,000 pesos yesterday in Pasig. I was here in BGC, so I went down to my bank. I think like since I paid with my debit card like a couple of times in the past, like maybe someone just kept the info and decided, you know what, he probably won't notice now, and then they withdrew $1,000, and I was like, what? So I went down to my bank, asked them, like, what am I supposed to do? Can I get the money back? And true enough, they told me call the customer service hotline, and they'll help you out. Like, what? I'm at the bank. Why do I have to call customer? What? So, I have to do that after the show. Messed up. And then
you still don't know what happened to your 1,000 pesos.
I still don't know. I probably have to get a new card. Like, that's probably the deal that's gonna happen. Is I have to get a new card, a new ATM debit card, and what a pain,
but at least
right?
They just stole like 1,000 pesos. If I had access to your card, I'd steal everything.
No,
but
they tried to be stealthy. That's the thing. They tried to be stealthy.
Oh, okay.
They're wise. They're wise people.
That's crazy.
Those jerks. Luckily, like, I still have money in the account, and like I can survive an extra 3 hours before I can survive like a couple more days without going hungry. So I'm poor. Send money.
That's why we're setting up this Patreon. Not just joking. Feed Harold, please.
So head on over to patreon.com/quitstalling and give us money. Now, so aside from that, it was a fun weekend of gaming. I got to catch up with some friends on Saturday that I hadn't seen for like 2 months, and like I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting stuff that I should be talking about, but I don't want to. We played some Overwatch last night. That was super fun. We got you in your first 4 comp matches. Was that right?
You were there for 2.
I was there for 2, but I read the chat. You guys did 2 more and 1, right?
2 for 2, man. 2 wins, 2 losses.
See, now we all know who was dragging the team down, right? Right?
It's all right. I still like playing with you, though. You can still join us.
Oh, okay. So as if that wasn't an option initially. Jeez. Okay. I see how things go now. No, but yeah. So it's been a great week. We released some clips over on the Facebook, and I'm pretty sure I released it on Twitter as well, of our previous shows. We're gonna start doing that more often. I'm just gonna start like throwing up some clips and surprising people oh, we have content. Of our previous shows, you know, we did a clip for our interview with Fred Corder. We're doing a couple more relating to Pockets Full of Pills, and a bunch of other clips from our previous shows. Maybe going all the way back to like the test episodes. We had like A to Z of our test episodes, so we have a lot of content to mine from that.
Whoa.
So yeah, it's pretty
awesome.
awesome.
A lot of pre-Juancho episodes then.
Oh man, those were some dark times. Those were some dark times. Gonna look into the chat real quick. Paulo Agua says, "Hey Juancho, long time no see. Give him a shout
Hey,
out,
what's
brother."
up, man?
Francis says Juancho has to be in the next. Yeah, that's true. I think you mentioned that. Didn't we see him in a previous episode as well?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Probably one of the first.
Probably one of the first. Yeah. All right. So Francis in the chat says Juancho has to be in the next Quitsal and get together. Yeah, QuitCon this year is where we have all our community members, aka our friends, come over at my condo, and we just hang out and you know play board games and PlayStation 4 games and whatever games we can muster. Now that I have fiber, we could do like a LAN party for Overwatch. So QuitCon is going to be end of November to celebrate my birthday and Diego Z's birthday. So it's going to be like a little joint thing. Sadly, Juancho won't be there.
Even
He's
though
going
that's
to America.
also my birthday, November 28th.
I know.
November.
We
That's
talked
so
about this.
sad.
It would have been so perfect. We'll patch you in through Skype or Discord, depending on what we're using at that point. PSA for those watching, Discord now has video chat functionality, so drop Skype. Not yet. We're still using it right now. Drop Skype and head on over to Discord. We're probably going to switch that up pretty soon. We have to check on how good it handles our quality, our super 720p quality. So we'll check that out. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. And we got a lot of news to talk about, don't we, Juancho?
Yes, we do.
So much about
we should get to that. We definitely should.
Should we?
Yeah.
I mean, all right, let's do it.
Yes, I see. Good news, everyone!
It's the news, and the news is brought to you by Quit Stalling, releasing clips this week. So check those out. We're pretty much almost caught up on all the YouTube and podcast episodes. I'm slowly uploading those up just so people have time to catch up without being burdened with 4 straight episodes uploaded to the feed. Like I mentioned on the previous episode, I think it was on either GameBite or this show, we're not going to be using our SoundCloud anymore, so the Quit Stalling podcast mega feed is going to be going down for a while because SoundCloud refuses to take my money, and I refuse to force them to take my money. So
maybe they're the ones who took the 1,000 pesos.
I know. That was a theory of mine. But yeah, so we got some news, man. We got some pretty huge news. What do you want to start with?
Let's start with If Looks Could Kill. There's a Bob's Burger movie? Tell me about that.
So here's the thing, guys. We're going to get a Bob's Burgers movie slated for July 2020, actually.
Wow, that's a while from now.
Yeah, it's a while from now. And the thing is, it was just announced over the weekend, and it's pretty much just to get people hyped, you know. By the way, we're making a Bob's Burgers movie, and it's going to hit theaters or maybe Fox in 2020. And I just wanted to bring this up real quick because I'm pretty psyched about this. Bob's Burgers is one of those underrated TV shows, kind of like BoJack Horseman, among other shows. Archer doesn't get enough praise, even though it's really good. So I just wanted to bring this up because I know people have seen Bob's Burgers. The art style is unique. You know, it's got its own flavor. And I would really recommend.
Honestly, like the first time I watched it, like just looking at the art, I thought it was boring.
Yeah, I totally get that. It grows
on you, like the family.
Exactly. Yes, Juancho gets it. So it's one of those shows that has the humor to pull the show forward, and it's not as boring as it appears. It's that kind of like comedy that drags you in and makes you think, okay, this is kind of boring, and then it's just consistent humor, and I'm super psyched for the movie. So July 2020, guys. Keep your eyes open for that.
I wonder what that is gonna be about. You know, I can't imagine it. Like, most of the time, their problems are like they don't have rent, or they need the money for the rent or something like that. So is that gonna be the main plot? Like they're gonna open a second Bob's Burgers. That has to be it.
Oh, dude, or it's gonna be like two broke girls where they're like, you know what, we're opening a bigger restaurant. Woo! Woo!
Oh, that's true. They buy the thing next to them that's always changing anyway.
Oh, that'd be, you know what, that'd be so awesome, and then it'll carry over to the next season. Like, oh, we have, oh, dude, yeah, I'm on board for this. I'm on board for this Bob's Burgers pilot movie that we're pitching right now, guys. Check it out, definitely.
Yep.
All right. So,
Speaking
aside
of
from
other
Bob's,
good movies coming out,
dude, and animated, we're talking animated, right? Are we on the same wavelength?
I think so. Go ahead. You say first.
No, you say it.
No, you say it. I insist.
No, you say it. All right, fine. We got a trailer and release date for the Hey Arnold the Jungle Movie.
Ooh,
dude,
this was how many years in the making? Jeez.
Oh man, too many years. Like, it's crazy.
But there was a Hey Arnold movie though, like way back when, right? I remember.
Yeah, that was the one where it was to save the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like
but
some
it
big
didn't resolve
conglomerate.
a lot of the issues. Like the biggest issue, where are his parents? I can't believe we're gonna get an answer to that. This feels like Samurai Jack all over again. You know, that's how I feel. We're going.
Yes.
We're closing our childhood right now,
dude.
We're ending.
No, and the thing is, like, it might not be the end. I've heard talks that they're gonna come out with a whole new season. They're, you know, for the next grade. Like, I think they were third graders or fourth graders, and then they're gonna come into like either the fourth or the fifth grade in the next season, if the movie goes well. So I'm super psyched because we got similar feedback from the Legends of the Hidden Temple made for TV movie. Obviously that bombed, so we might not get a TV show. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people didn't hear about it, or they heard about it and they never watched it.
Temple movie.
Yeah,
that's
there
a
was
game
one
show, isn't it?
Yes, it was a really good game show.
A movie out of a game show.
It was weird. It was super weird. I watched a bit of it. I still have to power through it so I could talk about it. But like, it's weird. Like, instead of 2 kids going through the temple, it's 3 kids and their siblings, and it's weird. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I don't want to talk about it. So
do they have to make the golden monkey? That's all I remember.
It was the Shrine of the Silver Monkey. The Silver.
Oh,
Monkey.
I am so sorry. My memory is bad.
Oh yeah. So the trailer for Hey Arnold, the full trailer has been released, and the release date is confirmed to be November 23. So everyone, check out the trailer right now. Get hyped, or wait till Halloween, and then, you know,
the trailer's
wait
been
a little
out
less.
for a while though, right?
No, the trailer was released over New York Comic Con. That was over the weekend. The thing you're talking about is the teaser. The teaser was released 2 weeks ago. Yeah, we actually, I think we mentioned that on a previous episode. But yeah, Hey Arnold, the Jungle Movie, man. Are you psyched for this? Because I am.
Dude, I am. I need to see this movie. I really, really do.
I'm with you, man. Because, gosh, I'm with you. I want to know what happens to his parents. Because we've had like multiple cliffhangers on the show and in the movie. Like, the movie makes you think like, okay, they're gonna talk about his parents, and all they talk about is their neighborhood getting ruined by a big mega mall style thing. So, gosh.
We also need to know who he finally ships with.
Oh, it's definitely Helga. Come on.
I like the Scottish girl though, not Helga.
Oh, no, she's not Scottish. She's just a ginger. Lila.
Lila.
Yeah, she wasn't bad. Yeah, definitely. And like, if you guys haven't seen it, check it out online. They have like redesigns for a lot of the characters because, you know, they're older now.
Oh yeah.
They've gotten like fresh takes on their looks. Gerald's high top fade is a little lower. They're all really well done. They're crisper now. I love the new looks.
Yep.
Yeah, what I haven't seen yet is a grandpa and grandma. Like, they should look fairly the same. Like, I'm hoping.
I think they're in the trailer. In the trailer, they showed literally everyone, didn't they? From Stoop Kid to the pigeon guy. Literally
Oh yeah,
everyone.
Benjamin. Yeah. I was too hyped, dude. I was like, I was shaking. I was going back and forth. I was so excited. It looks a little. I have to admit. Okay, we're gonna talk about the trailer just a little bit here, guys.
Holy spoiler alert!
So just real quick, spoiler alert. You see like clips of Arnold with like an artifact, and then you hear like voices of I'm assuming indigenous people of the area that they have their field trip to, and they sound like they're worshiping Arnold, which I'm assuming has something to do with the parents being there. It seems a little mystical, and I hope I'm just saying I hope it doesn't end up being too cheesy.
No, yeah. Hey Arnold has always been a kind of down to earth kind of show, you know?
Exactly.
A little slice of life. With some
Yes.
fantasy. It had some fantasy aspect, but you always like you put it to childlike imagination most of the time.
That's
You
great.
know?
That's a great way to put it. Yeah, like they
But
had
if-
that whole like 4th grade, 5th grade kid hangout that was like kind of like the Ariel Monsters where they lived. Like it's under like a dump
Oh yeah.
where you like go through like a washing machine kind of a thing. Like, dude, when I saw that episode, I was like, okay, I got to get a bunch of friends together, throw
hang out in the
trash
dump.
over the park, and then we just like put like couches everywhere. Like, dude, you're right. Like it was grounded in reality, but had like childlike wonder in it. Like you put that really well.
But yeah, I guess I have nothing else to say about the movie until it actually comes out. I'm just hype.
Yeah, because that's one thing we don't like doing on the show is we don't like speculating too much because it just ruins the final product. So yeah, we're gonna move on right now while we're still super hyped. While we're still super hyped. What do you want to talk about next, Juancho?
Let's see. Rush Hour. There's
Oh,
gonna be a
dude!
new Rush Hour 4.
What? I should have like a little sound clip for that. Yeah, man. So here's the thing. We got some news from old Jackie Chan. I'm gonna play a bit of the Rush Hour clips in the background right now.
Alright.
So we got some news from my friend Jackie. I'm just kidding. So Jackie Chan went out into the news recently. I forgot which website broke the news, but he was saying they've had scripts for Rush Hour 4 coming in and out over the past few years since Rush Hour 3, and the thing is they've always turned them down because they've sucked. They haven't felt right, and now he has put his stamp of approval on a script that was given to him, and he's saying it's gonna be a go if Chris Tucker says yes. So
No.
I am pretty psyched for this, dude. If Chris Tucker says yes to a Rush Hour 4, as bad as Rush Hour 3 was, like it wasn't the best Rush Hour, but you watch those movies nowadays for the chemistry between Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker, and I just want more of that. I just want more of it.
No, yeah. Rush Hour 3 actually has a really special place in my heart.
Oh, really?
It's just like it was just like the last movie I watched with my grandpa back in the day.
Oh.
Yeah, so.
Dude, you're just. Oh God,
So hearing about
wa-
a Rush Hour 4, I'm like, I don't know how to feel exactly.
See, you watch it, with your grandpa in mind, just go into there being like, this one's for you. This one's for you, man. Because I have to admit, man, I am so psyched for this movie.
Really?
Yeah, because I love their chemistry. I just want to see more of Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker interacting. Like, if they just said, okay, we're doing a reality show where it's just Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker, yes! It doesn't even have to be a Rush Hour thing. I'm psyched. And I feel the same way about, they were saying scripts are being pitched around for Shanghai Dawn, a third installment for the Owen Wilson Jackie Chan film series. So, like, again, I just want to see them interact.
I don't know though, because right now, like how I see Jackie Chan is like a really serious person because I just watched Blade Runner, and before Blade Runner they showed the trailer for the what's his next movie where he's like
The thing that's like Taken, but it's
that's
him.
like Taken. He's hunting down the people who bombed a place that killed his daughter.
Yes.
The foreigner, I believe, and he just looks serious as hell there. and like I could feel like he looks really intimidating. So like going from that and then going to remembering Rush Hour.
I mean,
it just shows like he's a good actor, man.
Yeah, I think now is his phase where he's like, I've made all the money I can from action movies. It's my time to show my versatility. I'm sure he's done it with his other Hong Kong flicks or Chinese flicks that we haven't been able to watch. But, you know, this is a huge marketing budget behind The Foreigner because we're getting to see the trailers. And, you know, I think this is his chance to show us, okay, he has a serious side. He's not always just like goofy, drunken master guy. And it's a welcome, and it's a welcome look at him. And at the same time, I think you're right where it's going to be a little awkward, but at the same time, it shows his versatility. Like, this is him saying, look at me. I do it. I watched his interview on Conan. That's why I still have his thing in mind. Yeah, so I'm super psyched, and I can't wait. I really can't wait because, man, Rush Hour is one of my favorite franchises ever. I'm gonna say.
Me too, definitely. But that's why I'm just I still don't know how to feel because the first 3 movies, a special place in my heart. I don't want, if this movie's gonna bomb, I don't want it to be part of my memories, you know?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
all. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, I totally agree with you.
Normally, you know, if it's just because I watched the last one with my grandpa, I guess. But if it was just random comedy, I wouldn't mind just another comedy, really.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah.
All right.
Yeah, thank God.
I think I was a little too serious there. Let's go back to childhood stuff.
Let's go back to our childhood now.
I don't know why, but I made Rush Hour 4 way too serious. Let's talk about Pokemon now, please.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so there's like this new Pokemon movie, which is, well, you shouldn't be too surprised. They spew out Pokemon movies like left and right. But the thing that makes this special is I'm not sure if it's going to be a retelling or reimagining of the very first time Pikachu meets Ash.
Yes,
so,
it's more of a retelling, you're right.
Yeah, because in the trailer you see a bunch of like new Pokemon in the movie, and we know that this is happening when Ash first meets Pikachu, and that can't happen because from what they know, there's only 150. But who knows? Who knows how they're gonna put that all together? I'm just hyped. Oh, the movie is called Pokemon I Choose You, which is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect title.
Even though he technically didn't choose Pikachu.
Well, he had no choice, but he still technically chose him. He could have gone like without Pikachu, honestly. He could have just thrown a rock and caught a Spearow, right? But
yeah.
he chose to tie Pikachu up and drag him to the adventure.
First of all, you know what? I don't want to cut in too much, but can I just say, when I saw this trailer, which is what we're actually talking about, when I saw this trailer, the new trailer for Pokemon I Choose You, which was released like 5 days ago, I realized something. What kind of Pokemon professor is Oak? He knows how many kids there are in Palatown. For the love of God, he lives next to every single one of them. It's a town. It's a small-ass town. How did he not have enough Pokemon for all of them?
Man, he's too busy counting all 150 Pokemon to count how many children there are in his town. Man, he did not get his doctorate counting children, okay? He got it counting 150 Pokemon and knowing absolutely nothing about them until he could have children go out to the world and catch it for them.
That is
okay?
so true. That is so true.
Too busy.
If he got his doctorate, like, what the hell did he study if he didn't know all of this already, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, so yeah, and that's the thing, like, so Ash shows up late, right? He shows up late to Oak's lab, and Oak's like, oh, we ran out, but I still have this one. Like, come on, dude. If someone else, like, what if they were all on time? By the way, we're one short. One of you's gonna have to take this one. Like, how
one
does
of you's
that play
gonna
out?
take this like feral one that just constantly attacks you. I'm sorry. So just draw
And
strong.
by the way, he doesn't like going into a Pokeball, so you're kind of screwed with that.
But he's pretty strong.
Yeah, he's kind of special. He's kind of special. You gotta take a gamble. Okay, so let's get back to the trailer real quick. Let's
Yeah. So there's a lot of things going on in the trailer because it shows when they first meet up, but then it also shows scenes of when he got Charmander, and
yes.
so that's
Let me
like
look for that real quick.
It's like a little far out because he catches Caterpie first, and I'm not sure who's next off the trio. But that's like a couple of episodes after he first gets Pikachu, so we don't know where the scope is going to be. And then they're gonna add this whole subplot with Ho-Ho, which is freaking cool. I always wanted to know why they didn't do anything with that.
Nothing, right? Like we went through the GS. The what's it called, the Johto series, and not a mention of like the tower of what was the name of the tower that he burned up, that Ho burned up? Bellsprout Tower?
Burnt Tower? No,
yeah.
I think it's just called the Burnt Tower because it's burnt.
Yeah, like they didn't even mention
Yeah, so, there's no mention of that time Ash saw like a Pokemon that's not discovered, and we're getting answers for that, just like the Hey Arnold movie, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely, and about damn time. That's what I have to say, man. About time.
Yep,
all these, yeah.
So it's making me think: is this like a different dimension or something? Like
a parallel dimension?
I shared our show into the Pokemon group, so I'd really like to know if there's any Pokemon fans watching out there. What do you think? Like, where are they exactly? Is this a different dimension from the TV series? Because they showed like Incineroar, which is a Gen 7 Pokemon, which is something they can't, they couldn't have known about. And
that's way ahead into the future. Incineroar, the evolution of Litten. Am I correct in that?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So it's like, come on, that's like at least 7 years down Ash's road, because let's be honest, he's not exactly the quickest Pokemon master.
Well, he has all the time in the world. He doesn't age, so
that's true.
Well, there he is, Incineroar, right there.
Yeah, if you guys are watching the video feed right now, we just showed Incineroar.
I just realized they showed a bunch of Butterfrees, so they might do the whole Bye Bye Butterfree episode, which is my favorite freaking episode of Pokemon.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, is this going to be, like, all in a montage? Like, how quick are they going to zoom by all of this?
That's true. Maybe they're just fooling us, and it's, like, just 5 minutes into the movie they show all of Ash's Pokemon.
I know. They have to pick and choose, I guess, and it makes you wonder, like, where is this leading to? Like, are they going to reboot the series in terms of, like, okay, we're going to make a string of movies to overlap and make better sense of Ash's journey, or is it just going to be a one-off to celebrate?
Have you seen the series nowadays, the Pokemon series?
Yeah, he got younger.
Dude, he looks completely different. It's a different art style.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool weird, though, that Brock and Misty have recently been reintroduced to the show, which is pretty cool. Like they had like
Thank God, man.
Like Ash has a rematch with Misty, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty.
I saw that, but I saw it was awesome. But again, like you're really playing it fast and loose with all these levels and like experience. Like, come on, man, Pikachu's been around for like 25 years. Let him fight like something that's worthy of his level.
He fights Mega Gyarados, which is pretty crazy. In when he fights Misty. And a little cool thing about that episode too is like when Misty and Brock fight their corresponding people they're fighting. Like when Misty fights Ash and Brock fights Kiawe, who's the gym leader. Like they do their poses from the Game Boy. If you notice.
Oh shoot!
Like Brock
that's pretty awesome.
This, he takes off his shirt and does this, which is his pose in the Game Boy.
Yeah.
I just thought
that's
that was
awesome.
amazing.
I didn't notice that. That's a cool fun fact, dude. I love that kind of a nod, man.
And Misty does her pose too, but she in the Game Boy she's like in a bikini, so they couldn't do that. They couldn't have Misty just rip off her shirt too, like Brock.
Here's the thing, it's something that's been talked about in pretty much every conversation of people who like Pokemon, but I've never heard it on a podcast, so I want to bring it up right now while we have a bit of time. Sure. Don't you think that it would have been better if the show evolved with the audience? Kind of like how Saved by the Bell, Boy Meets World, even the Harry Potter franchise of movies. Like the theme and the tone got more adult and grew up with the audience. Don't you kind of wish that happened with Pokemon?
No, yeah, definitely. I definitely wish Ash was able to grow up and have his experience, all that. I mean, in the Game Boy games, Ash's counterpart Red, he really grows up throughout the game. Like, you fight him in Gold and Silver, and in Sun and Moon he appears too. Like, he's old with Gary, and they're traveling around the world, and that's crazy. And I feel sad that Ash doesn't get to have that chance. I understand that they want to keep the show for kids, so that's why Ash is the same age throughout all the series. But I really wish they just let him grow up, and if ever they needed like a new kid to helm the series, they could just pick one of the other, main characters of Pokemon and just go with that. If they just really want to keep it, we could have just done
spin-offs. Like, if you want to keep it for kids, okay, like, use a character that's already existing, spin them off, and have them keep up with that generation.
And it'll be fine too. Like, you'll know their Pokemon be weak, not like super powerful Pikachu who's just weak when he has to be.
Exactly. And, it's also kind of, I'm seeing this as kind of a flaw with Nintendo as well, the people who own the Pokemon Company and, Nintendo in general. Everyone knows Nintendo. They refuse to get with the times, which is also evident in the consoles and like their rules for streaming. Like, you're not allowed to stream a Nintendo game on Twitch or YouTube unless you're approved, and that approval process is ridiculous. So I'm kind of seeing their philosophy bleed out now that we're talking about it. I'm kind of seeing it bleed out into even their show, Pokemon. Probably their only show right now.
The games too, man. The games haven't really evolved as that much. Like for me, I've played since the very beginning, and whenever a new game comes out, I play it too. Now I play sometimes I play competitively on the DS, but what I really want to do is like just have an adventure in the game, which I can't get the same spark as when I was a kid, because it's not hard at all. I kind of wish there was like some extreme mode, like I could just go extreme mode and it's just hard.
Dude, that'd be so nice, though.
Yeah, like, people have to put certain rules on themselves just to make the game more enjoyable. If you've heard of, like, the Nuzlocke challenges for the Game Boy, for the handhelds.
I haven't heard of the Nuzlocke challenge in specific, but I've heard of, people keeping it interesting by, like, handicapping themselves.
Yeah. Like, if a Pokemon dies, they have to release it. If it faints at any time, they have to release it. Stuff like that, just to make it more challenging.
Yeah.
I just kind of wish like Nintendo just made it, just have the option of making it challenging, like Fire Emblem, maybe something like that.
Fire Emblem, oh, dude, yeah. Francis in the chat says time to make your own. Are you saying time to make our own Pokemon show? Because Francis, if we could find a hookup, I will write my own Pokemon show. I swear to God, like. I will treat it like quit stalling. All right.
All right. We talk a lot about Pokemon now.
Yeah. I'm going to treat it like quit stalling. You're going to get one episode every month. No. All right. So yeah, we've talked a lot about Pokemon. Let's talk about other trailers that got released, man. What else did we talk about?
I really, really want to talk about Star Wars, but let's save that for last. So let's go with Pacific Rim. Because it's kind of Star Wars. John Boyega's there. That's something.
Dude. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, we'll transition into Star Wars after this one. All right. So, as you mentioned, John Boyega is in Pacific Rim Uprising, and he's playing Stacker Pentecost, Idris Elba's character in the first movie. He's playing Stacker Pentecost's son. All right. And what I find kind of cheesy is he has the typical reluctant hero heroism and greatness thrust upon him storyline, but the thing is, it's still Pacific Rim where it looks ridiculously good. Like it just has that kind of polish, and we're getting if you're watching the video right now, you're seeing Boyega with the clothes of a street kid, not street kid, but like a civilian is what I mean. Street kid.
You confused street kid with civilian.
I know, gosh, dang it! Because I wanted to say street clothes, and then I got okay. I kind of messed up. But yeah, so okay, Juancho, your thoughts on the Pacific Rim trailer?
Do you remember? Oh wait, it's slipping my mind. What's the name of the entire movie called? Pacific Rim
Uprising.
Uprising. That's what. So I feel like the plot's gonna be really simple. Do you get that feeling? Like,
I'm with you. I think it's gonna be the same as the first one, where the plot is enough to justify the action, but it's gonna be about the action.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's called the Uprising. You like, just when they're talking about it, it's like, oh, we made monsters to fight monsters. So and then you see them like robot fighting each other, you know. So it's like, I feel like the whole plot's just gonna be, oh, there's no more big monster, so we're gonna fight each other. We're gonna have a war, and then, oh, a big monster's gonna come out, so we're gonna have to band together to defeat that guy. That's just from the trailer. That's how I feel like what's gonna happen.
Yeah. And the thing is, for those of you who aren't aware, and maybe seeing the clips of the trailer for the first time right now, it's set 10 years after the initial Pacific Rim. So that's also why we don't have Raleigh and Mako probably showing up in the movie, because Charlie Hunnam wasn't able to shoot for the film. They had, the thing is with Pacific Rim Uprising is we had like so many script and writing changes and schedule changes that, you know, we sadly didn't get Charlie Hunnam back. And you know, it's odd that we're doing the whole Young Justice thing where we skip a couple years into the future.
Yeah. I feel like it doesn't deserve that yet. I feel it's too early to do a whole, or we're gonna skip 10 years later and we're gonna show all these characters. I feel like they should have done like at least one or two more movies just to build the world before they could go all jump. What do you call that? Jump skip.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's because it's Hollywood. You know, they're like, okay, we gotta make money out of this while it's still relevant and hot, which I understand, because if you wait too long, the buzz on Pacific Rim is kind of gonna go down a little bit, whether we like it or not. And they have to capitalize on the hype as much as they can, because like I mentioned, they've had so many delays already, and I'm grateful that they're coming out with it all. But going back to your point, you know, I think it will be a little shallow, and I think it's going to focus on the action as much as possible, because that's what made the money in the first place.
Yep. That's true. I'm just scared it'll be another Transformers, you know?
Yeah.
It's starting to look like Transformers from the trailer.
I know. I know, but with any luck, you know, they're going to put some time and care into it. With any luck, and enough for us to still be curious about the universe of Pacific Rim, but still give us what, you know, enough to sustain us for the next few years till we get Pacific Rim 3. And I just need more filling in the blanks and slightly less world building, because they've kind of established the world in the first one. You know, kaijus came in through a rift. Charlie Day got zip zapped in his mind, and so did the other guy. So like, yeah, hopefully we get more establishing and filling in of the blanks. You know. Yep.
All right.
Yeah, let's move on. We have so much to talk about, man. I want to ask you more about Pacific Rim, but I'm so scared we're not going to get to everything. So we have to move on.
Important stuff now. Important stuff first.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, oh man, I'm so hyped. You know, we were talking about John Boyega just now. Segue. Watch this masterful segue. We're talking about John Boyega just now, Juancho, and you know, he's got a little Christmas film coming up. He's got one for the Christmas season coming up. It's a little indie production. Like it's like the 8th installment of this like little indie production called Star Wars. And
I've never heard of that. Do tell.
so Pauli, we're gonna talk about Star Wars right now. I'm almost willing to take the copyright hit so I could play the whole trailer right now, but I just said almost, so not fully. Juancho, man, thoughts? Because I got to get your thoughts on the new Last Jedi trailer, the first official Last Jedi trailer.
Wait, it's the first official Last Jedi trailer? It's not.
Yeah, because we got like the teaser. They label these trailers with like ridiculous
so confusing.
things.
Like which is a teaser, which is a trailer, just because it's shorter. It's a teaser.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and Ryan Johnson went out and said, okay, this is the most spoilerific trailer we're going to get. So I need to get your thoughts on the new trailer.
I sort of agree that it is kind of spoilery, but then again, it's just the only thing I could really see happening was Leia's gonna die, like she just has to, and they show it in the trailer.
I think
right?
that's a rope and
misleading. Unless that was completely misleading.
I think that's on purpose.
Yeah. But yeah, they showed a bunch of stuff. They showed Snoke's face in the trailer. That's also kind of spoilery, but I'm happy to see it. He looks like a person. He looks like just a normal person who's just really disfigured, not an alien, just a disfigured person. So it makes me think, like, what's the story behind him? You know, he definitely has like a really crazy story behind him. Well, basically, the trailer just hyped me up. Honestly, like, when I watch a trailer, I just go into, like, just theory upon theory about what's gonna happen. Heck, like after watching the trailer, I immediately went to research mode, and just like, like, I actually know, like, what lightsaber style Rey is fighting with now.
Yeah, dude, I am in the same thought process. I was like, is it Jarkai? Is it what's the other one? Atsu? Like, it's, I mean, obviously it's not Jarkai because she's not using 2, but, you know, Vapad because it seems aggressive. Like, see, we can geek out about this.
It's Form 5, apparently. It's Form 5.
Ataru?
Yeah, it's like the more simplified version of Form 5 where it's more... I can't remember how they called it, but because Kylo Ren is also using Form 5. So that's what's going to make it interesting. That they're both Form 5 users, but they use it in different ways. Like Kylo Ren's Form 5 is more of for really dueling purposes, but you can see in the trailer apparently that Rey is actually practicing blast affection, which is not necessarily Form 5.
Is that where she like holds the ground and kind of like cracks the floor?
I don't think it's that part. It's
okay.
I just remember here. I just read about it. I don't really know specifically when this specific scene is.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm just saying there are people like already establishing that just from this one trailer, you know.
Thank God, you know, like thank God for Reddit and people who are willing to take the time to do that, because you know, because I need my fix, man. I need my fix. Like sorry, what was that?
I was gonna talk about like the last part of the trailer already. So.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Oh, actually, one more thing. The thing that hyped me the most about this trailer is actually none of the Jedi stuff. It's Finn getting all traitory with his new weapon.
Traitor! Traitor! Dude, yeah, that was.
He's using it. Oh my God! I want to see more.
He's got the laser tonfa, and he just swings at Phasma, doesn't he? Like that was pretty badass.
But other than that, the most revealing thing in this trailer is that Snoke and Rey actually interact. Right?
Oh yeah.
And just the internet went crazy over that. Like people wondering left and right, like what is Rey doing there? What's she doing against Snoke? And what is Snoke doing? People are saying, oh, Snoke is stealing Rey's life force. That's why she's feeling the pain, stuff like that. Or, oh no. There's this one theory that I think is the closest thing. Like I think what he's really doing is Snoke is just straight up torturing Rey, and when he tortures someone, it really it brings them closer to the dark side because they're feeling pain. Right? And people have done that before in the EU. I think in that one game, Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, KOTOR.
Yeah. Someone was like tortured. Someone tortured someone, and then he just went to the dark side because of that. I don't remember the specifics. But yeah, I feel like that's what's happening. But yeah, see, look, just from this trailer, people are getting so much. And that's, hopefully there's still a lot in the movie, though.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure they've done a good job of not giving away too much in the trailers. But I'm talking about Rogue One and The Last Jedi. Like,
it wasn't fair for
Force
Rogue
Awakens.
One because they didn't use it.
Yeah. Exactly, The Force Awakens and Rogue One. More so The Force Awakens, like they gave you a bunch of stuff that really either didn't end up in the movie or just misled you, because even the dialogue, because they had Luke record some dialogue, and Mark Hamill, record some dialogue that didn't even show up, and I'm sure that a lot of these are just like misleading and for effect to get you hyped, and I'm thankful
before
for it.
Force Awakens came out, it was John Boyega who was poised to be, the main character, right?
Yeah.
Like I really thought he was gonna be the Jedi, then it's actually Rey.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe this trailer is just misdirection.
Yeah. And can we freeze on John Boyega real quick and go back real quick on his scene with Captain Phasma? And I think it just shows no matter how little we got of that scene, I think it shows a lot of character development because he's not that cowardly lion anymore. He's stepping into the role of
he's a rebel.
Okay, he's a rebel now. Yes, exactly. He's a what do they call themselves now? They don't call themselves the Rebellion anymore.
Yeah, no, they're not the Rebellion. They're
the First Order and the Resistance. Yeah, he's a Resistor now. God damn. Yeah. So, and I can't wait to see how his character develops from being in a Bacta tank. Like I'm pretty sure he had like some vivid dreams of standing up to Phasma and being like, I ain't your little punk anymore. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I'm just hyped. Honestly, this I think hype is just the most used word in this podcast right now. It's just because we're talking about trailers that hype us up.
Yes, exactly, and for good reason, because the hype is definitely up, and that's what the trailers are for. Mm-hmm. So let's move on to we've tackled The Last Jedi, we've tackled Pacific Rim. Let's move on to another trailer that was released over the weekend because of New York Comic Con, and that's Justice League's Heroes trailer. And it was released yesterday, like about a little under 36 hours ago, maybe like 24 hours ago. This, in my opinion, is where we start to see Joss Whedon's role in things. Because for those of you who aren't aware, Joss Whedon took over the helm from Watchmen director and Batman v Superman director. I'm trying to stall here. Juancho, what was his name? Fudge. Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
Joss Whedon had to take over the role as director because Zack Snyder had to bail out because of family. Oh, that's a little loud. Because of family issues. His daughter committed suicide. And
Ugh.
I want to rush through that because they've been really strong about it, and I don't want to put the focus on that. Yeah. The show is about happiness and being an escape. Okay, so Joss Whedon had to take over the role of director for Justice League, the movie, and we're starting to see a lot of the Joss Whedon humor and his ability to have interactions between characters that are humorous but not cheesy, and the ability to have those interactions develop the characters and their chemistry. We saw a bit of it when Aquaman steps out and he has that little phrase that's like,
"My man."
Yeah. He has that. That's too.
All I remember. That's my favorite part. Is when Aquaman says, "My man."
Yeah, and this is that line makes me realize even more so that this isn't your typical Aryan race Atlantis Aquaman. This is a more modern take on Aquaman. Man. This is
fucking surfer Atlantis right now.
Yeah, this is Atlantis that was right next to Hawaii for some reason. That's the kind of vibe we're getting from this Aquaman. Yeah. And like I mentioned, like if you watch the trailer, you get more humor than in the past. It's less edgy, it's less edgelord, and more. I'm starting to get some Buffy vibes, a little bit of Avengers.
Oh yeah. That's what I was thinking too. It felt a little bit more Avenger-y just because of all the humor.
Exactly, and from what I've heard in one other podcast, the Kevin Smith podcast, Fat Man on Batman, it might be likely that it's because of Joss Whedon taking over the helm, because a lot of these, some of these scenes might be from the reshoots he's been doing, and they've managed to edit them immediately because the movie's going to come out like how soon? Like,
sure.
When is the movie coming out? Like this month, right?
Is it this month? Isn't it? 1 sec.
I'm pretty sure it's this month. But yeah, so they did a lot of reshoots, and I'm gonna say it. I initially wasn't too excited about the movie, but this has made me think, okay, I can sit through this, and maybe it's not gonna be less favorable than the trailer, because that's how I felt for Watchmen. When I saw the Watchmen trailer, I was hyped, and then when I saw the Watchmen movie, midway through, I was ready to fall asleep.
It's November 16th.
No offense.
So it's not this
November
month.
16. Okay, November 16. And no offense to the people who love the Watchmen movie had so many great points, but Zack Snyder.
I love the Watchmen
yeah,
movie.
but for me, there were times where it went too slow or too edgy, and this seems like a good balance between Zack Snyder's vision and Joss Whedon's take on it. So I am hoping this is a lot better than the divisive Batman v Superman.
Just as long as Martha doesn't show up, we're fine.
So that's my take on it. What did you think of this trailer?
Yeah, you pretty much got it like on the nose. I just thought it was funny, and the past trailers were like, yeah, it was edgelordy, and they just played rock music over it, which is basically what they do in every trailer now. I think even in this trailer they played like just rock music over. Was it classic rock? Was it also classic rock in this trailer? I can't remember, but
I forgot which song it was. But that's another thing. Sorry, like they play it down more. It's not the music that's driving the trailer. It's the action.
See, I don't even remember it. I don't remember the music. That's how you know they did it right, because it's not supposed to be the music. It's supposed to be the movie itself.
Although, no, go for it.
I just thought that it's I'm really excited because I really feel the dynamic already in just the trailer. Like this is gonna be the Justice League. Like I really do feel it, and I love the Flash in it just because Flash is probably one of my favorite characters, and he's funny. I was a little worried he wouldn't be funny because it's been freaking edgelordy for the past few trailers, and my only gripe is with Cyborg actually.
Oh really? Go on.
Just because, did he really need that really cool hand display thing? Doesn't he have like a heads-up display in his eye? He has a heads-up display. Like, he doesn't have to look at his
what my hands can do.
He doesn't need to do that. That's all.
Yeah, no, but I agree. That's in his head. That's part of his cybernetics. Is he has a HUD. He has a heads-up display. He doesn't need like not alternate reality.
Augmented reality.
Augmented reality. He doesn't need that stuff.
Yeah. Now that's my only gripe, really.
Yeah.
And I guess they showed the main villain for the movie too. It's not going to be Darkseid, right? It's going to be Steppenwolf.
Yeah, I think. Oh, again, we're not 100% sure because but I mean we do get a good look at Steppenwolf, so it was pretty sick. Diego in the chat says, "Please tell me I didn't miss you guys talking about Pacific Rim. You're just about like 5 minutes too late. I'm so sorry, Diego. Now you're gonna have to watch it on YouTube and download the podcast, iTunes on iTunes and Google Play and Stitcher, iHeartRadio. All right, not on SoundCloud anymore, guys. Well, we're still on SoundCloud, but there's nothing there anymore because they took away pretty much like 99% of our audio. Oh gosh, I'll have to like upload a disclaimer there that we're not updating it anymore. It's a pain. It's a huge pain. All right, moving on. We've gone through like half of the material that we have to talk about. Okay.
We can just save the tech stuff for next time, honestly.
Okay. That's cool. All right.
But we're done with all the trailers.
Yeah, we're done. Oh yeah, we did it.
Good job, man.
Oh my gosh, we did it. Okay. We're gonna breeze through this one real quick. We're talking about the Mulan Szechuan sauce, and me and James talked about this before you were able to join us on the show. And the thing is, man, the Mulan Szechuan sauce was really messed up by McDonald's, and this is coming from someone who is a brother of someone who works at McDonald's corporate. You guys done messed up. They gave like 20 packets of the Mulan Szechuan sauce to a select few McDonald's outlet stores, not outlet stores, McDonald's fast food stores, and 20 packets for all the fans in select areas. Imagine people are going to be traveling to those places just to get the sauce, and they only have 20. And what they did apparently was, for the people who came early and, you know, all the way up to when they gave the sauce out, they raffled off places in line. So you could have been the first one there, and you might not even have gotten a taste of the Szechuan sauce. Yeah. And aside from that, even if you got the raffle ticket, they might not have even given you the sauce. Like, they might have, like, accidentally bumped you off the line.
Really?
It's mess. Yeah, they made a hash of this, dude. They made a hash of it.
Damn, man, missed opportunity right there.
Yeah, but as an apology, they are gonna do it again. They're gonna do more Szechuan sauce releasing in the coming weeks. There's no specifics yet, but they have apologized. And I did want to breeze over this because come on, McDonald's. Hi out there. Come on, McDonald's, get your stuff together. Get your stuff together. No, but yeah, I want to get your take on it, because if you were the one in line, Juancho, what would you have thought?
Well, I would have been pissed. Not only did, like, going to line up for something. I've done that. I've lined up like overnight for like some limited edition 3DS. Actually, it was the Majora's Mask one.
Ooh, that's
yeah,
awesome.
I lined up for that. I was like, and I wasn't mad because I got what I wanted. But you know, if like just the idea that I have to line up for sauce, it's kind of messed up, man. And I don't want to line up outside McDonald's too. That's weird.
Yeah, and not get it? Like, come on, dude. Come on. I mean,
not only that,
I would have lined up.
The fact that there's no point to the line, too, if they're just going to do that. If they're just going to raffle it off, that's messed up.
Yeah, it sucks. All right. Excuse me. All right, so moving on. Oh, Diego in the chat says, by the way, Chloe Bennett and Logan Paul are a thing. This is not fair. Logan Paul is that viral video guy, right? Is that him? Is that him?
I have no idea who those two are. What the hell are you talking about?
Dude, Chloe Bennett is Quake in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show. Daisy Johnson. Oh, yeah, he is the viral video guy. All right. Moving on. Diego's sending us into TMZ. Yeah, thanks, Diego. Thank you. He says... Oh, Diego says... I can't say that first word, but he says he'd rather go to Jollibee if... he told the people at McDonald's, you know, I'm just gonna go to Jollibee. So, have you seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Juancho? Are you a watcher of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, this is I'm gonna show a photo real quick that'll crush Diego's heart. That's Chloe Bennett on the left, who plays Agent Daisy Johnson, aka Quake on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and that's a viral video sensation Logan Paul on the right. So, sorry, Diego. All right, moving on. He says, but why? Why not someone like Taron Egerton? If you're gonna ship someone, Diego, ship yourself. All right,
he cares so much.
He cares so. Diego, I wish you luck in your hunt for Chloe Bennett. Hey, Cheska. Hi, Cheska. All right. You know what, Diego? There's always what's your name? Rose McIver from iZombie. I know you're into that zombie face and zombie hair, all right? And it's on a previous show. I'll probably clip that out and put it on a clip next week. All right.
Oh, is that
Moving
why
on.
Diego's into cold bodies?
Yes,
that's the thing, right?
Yes, Diego is a necrophile. For those of you who don't know, just outing my Game Bite co-host. Check out Game Bite tomorrow, Wednesday nights at 9:30 p.m. All right. What else we got to talk about? What else did we talk about, Juancho? We got a lot. We have a lot.
We have a lot, but maybe just go to episode recap.
Oh, shoot. What's the hotkey for that soundbite? Oh, here we go.
Holy spoiler alert!
All right, so we're going to do episode recap. So this is the part of the show where me and Juancho talk about the common TV shows that me and him have watched. And we just give it a little talk about before we move on to the last bits of things to talk about on the show before we end the show. All right, one show. Our only episode recap for the week, I think, is the Orville. Is that right?
The Orville, yes. It's not even the most recent episode, too. It's like the second to the most recent.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. All right, let me throw up an Orville. The Orville. Okay, so what did you think of episode 4 of the Orville, man?
Let's see. Honestly, it's still funny to me. I thought
yes.
I thought it would get old, actually. Do you feel it? Like they're using the same jokes?
Yeah, especially
It's
the
still
open a
the
jar
whole
of pickles
marriage thing and the whole she had an affair with a blue guy joke.
Yeah.
It's I thought it'd get old, but it's still funny. Like, I think this was one of the more grander episodes. Like, I didn't see coming that there's this whole civilization inside a bioship that's 2,000 years old that they'll probably forget their history, and then then you have Seth MacFarlane who's making jokes about not liking their food and stuff like that. It's still good. It's still good. The show is still good to me, despite I was getting worried that it was gonna get stale.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. It's honestly adding more depth every episode, and I'm surprised because I'm with you. I honestly thought things were gonna get old. I thought that, they might stick to the same tone throughout the whole show, but, they're getting less satire, and they're kind of skirting on more serious Star Trek themes, and what they're doing is what we talked about last Quitstalling episode, where it's becoming more about the story, and they're focusing more on the plot, and the humor is just taking a back seat. They're just using the humor as a vessel to propel scenes forward, and it's interesting. It's super interesting because it's pretty much Star Trek, but if they had a sense of humor, because when you watch Star Trek, there are little to no jokes, and it's pretty much just Star Trek, and these guys are actually pretty funny. Like, it's if Star Trek was real and the guys on the Enterprise or on the Orville had senses of humor that would make everyday life on a ship interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, I really liked this episode. Just I didn't see it coming, honestly. I didn't think the whole bioship thing. That was just grand to me.
Yeah, so if you guys have seen the episode, the premise is pretty much that the Orville finds a ship in space that's had no contact with other life forms for the longest time, and outside of the bioship, and the population inside the ship have actually forgotten that they were on a ship. They actually think that their whole biodome is the world. That's it. And we get like surprise cameos from Liam Neeson, a surprise cameo from Liam Neeson, and the guy who's the bad guy. He's, oh my gosh, is he? I know him from somewhere, and it's frustrating me right now because I was thinking about it while I was watching the episode. Shoot,
I didn't even recognize Liam Neeson when he came out. That was really bad.
Yeah, you didn't. Let me try and find a clip
while watching the show. So,
what I actually thought when I saw Liam Neeson in this episode was like, how did they pay him enough to get him on the show?
I think the show has a pretty good budget. I think they could afford it.
Yeah, either that or Seth MacFarlane is like a really good friend of his.
Oh, that's
so
true.
I'm gonna throw up for those watching the video. I'm throwing up an image of Liam Neeson on the show. He doesn't play a long role, or he plays a big role, but he's not on screen for a long time. So, like, he just has a quick cameo that's actually very impactful, and it speaks to the depth of the Orville, and the type of show that they're going for. Let's see. Sorry, I got distracted by Diego in the chats. He's still really furious about Chloe Bennett and that Logan Paul guy.
We're talking about the Orville now, man.
Diego, check out the Orville. Yeah, so the show is just really good. I would recommend a pickup. And with each episode, they're keeping it fresher, and they're really just tackling themes that are still kind of relevant today. Like, they're very relevant today.
Like, for a comedy show too, like you'd expect like every episode to just be its own thing, but like you really feel the carryover from what happened the episode before, because now Mortis and his spouse, they're having marital issues from what happened in the previous episode, and it was, you really feel it.
Yeah. One thing I do want to point out is their first officer, their chief of security, the alien girl. She didn't have eyebrows in the pilot, and now she does. And then they're like memes all over the internet where like the eyebrows just keep getting bigger and bigger with each episode. So she's really funny. So yeah, the Orville, just way more complex than you expected. It's turning more into a dramedy than a comedy, and it's hitting those like Scrubs type feels. Like they have the serious moments that are just peppered with comedy. So definitely a recommendation on my part.
Yep.
All right. But Juancho, we've talked a lot about shows. I think it's time we get to the new segment, man.
Woo. I was worried we wouldn't be able to do it because we're actually really stretched on time right now.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna squeeze it in. What's a good theme song for this? I can't think of a theme song. Let me just play this.
All right, so the new segment.
Oh shoot, sorry. I was gonna play soundbite. No, okay. So the new segment, man. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about?
All right, so like I wanted to have a segment just to talk about board games. Just because like I'm a huge board game fan. Like I play, even though I'm not in Manila anymore, I don't get to go to my board game group. I play with my family, and I'm glad that this little hobby of mine, it gets to help. I still get to use it at home. Like with my family life. And so I thought I'd share it with all of you.
Of course. So who else would you share it with other than anonymous people on the internet?
Yes. So every week now I'm gonna be able to just talk about like a board game you can pick up. I'll talk about it, and it's up to you. You could go to like there's a lot of board game cafes now in everywhere, so you could literally playing board games is so accessible. So this week, because it's October, I wanted to share this game called Betrayal on House on the Hill. Can you bring up a picture? You have a picture?
Yeah, Betrayal at the House on the Hill. Really good game. I play it all the time as well.
Yeah. It's just imagine yourself in a B horror movie, and I love B horror movies. And just the plot of a B horror movie is just there's like a simple mystery. And there's payoff, and that's exactly how Betrayal on the House of the Hill. House on the Hill is
at the house on the hill.
At the house on the hill, right? So it's
really hard.
It's like you can play 3 to 6 players. It's I think best with 5 to 6. The more, the better, honestly, for this game. Which is
so true.
Which is not the case for a lot of games because normally you want to hit a sweet spot, but here you really want the most amount of players because you're going to be playing as a group. It's a cooperative game where you're going to be traveling around a house. Imagine Diablo style, where the layout of the house is different every game you play because you're going to be drawing from a stack. From a stack, you're going to put it down randomly.
Exactly. If I may interject real quick, it's kind of like you're playing through different horror movies is what it is, and horror TV shows. It feels a little like Scooby-Doo at the same time. Like
exactly.
It's that villain of the week
sometimes thing. I like to just go all raggy. Just really get into the game and play a Scooby-Doo character.
Yes.
Which is the point of the game. Actually, you get to pick a character, and you're supposed to travel. Explore the haunted mansion, and then eventually, the house on the hill. Eventually, there's going to be a betrayer, and I love that whole mechanic where, when the haunt happens, which is when the betrayer, one of you guys, one of your friends, is gonna get picked off, and from now on, he's the bad guy who everyone's gonna hate, and then he gets his own little secret book, and then you have an entire new game. So it's like 2 games in one. So I definitely recommend for Halloween, pick up Betrayal at the House on the Hill.
Yeah, and I want to go back to that real quick, Juancho. If you pick if you encounter a story or a scenario that's very scary, it's just so perfect for Halloween. Actually, all of them are pretty scary. Like some of them have that dash of humor, but you know, it's not enough to make you too scared to play the game. Like it's engaging enough to make you think. It's
cheesy horror. It's like it's typical horror. It's not super gore. Oh my god, horror. You know, it's already established that this thing is scary, like mummies or vampires, stuff like that. You know. Yeah,
and then you get that odd story that when you are the betrayer and you have to leave the room, because you know the group that isn't the group without the betrayers has to confer and make sure that they do the right thing and read their part of the story. When you leave the room and read your part, sometimes you get scared by your own origin story or your own like theme, and you know it's really good. I wholeheartedly agree with you, and you know, people, if you're gonna do something on Halloween with friends or family, this is a game to play.
Yes.
So good.
Yep. Just story alone, and the gameplay is really fun. It's a little bit of D&D-ish. You know, you have a stat, you roll that much, and you try and defeat things.
Yeah, and if you wanted to roleplay the character that you get, you can. It's really fun to do, but you don't have to.
Yes.
Yeah, and sorry, go on.
There's like a priest in the game that I love playing too. Just be like really creepy, like what am I doing here? You know? There's like a little kid there. I'm just.
Oh, Peter Akimoto! Oh, come here with me, Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's a really fun game. If you guys are watching the video feed right now, there are little figurines. Those tiles that you see get laid out throughout the game, and you get to move to each different part of each room or each different part of the house on the hill, and it's just great. The setup time is minimal, and the more you play it, the less setup time you're going to need, and you know it's already minimal as it is. The learning curve
is like
it's ridiculous.
You can play it. It's like infinitely replayable in my opinion.
It's true. That's very true.
Just because of the scenarios, how they match up, you know.
Yeah, and you know, you get like, let's say you get the same scenario, but it's not going to be the same person being the betrayer, which makes it more interesting. And I can't recommend it enough as well.
Completely different too, you know.
Yes, the floor of the house on the hill is going to change every time you play. Yeah, so guys, check it out. Betrayal at the House on the Hill. If you want to see gameplay, me and Juancho are going to live stream it. No, I'm just kidding. Check out Will Wheaton's tabletop on YouTube. They play Betrayal, and you'll get a better view of the game because you know you'll get to actually visually see it, and they have like great graphics on that show that you know really display like what's going on. So check that out. Tabletop, Will Wheaton, from our sister company Geek and Sundry. No, I'm just kidding. I wish, right? If Quit Stalling could get like on the radar.
I wish we were part of Geek and Sundry.
I mean, we have the resources to do the stuff they do. It's just no one's got the time. All right, so I think that's it, dude.
That was everything. We got it all in the show.
Woo! 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 That was a good show, man. That was a good show. Nice. Let me play down this bed music real quick. Let me tone it down a little, just real quick. And let me get in some. Where's our outro music? There we go. Let me play this. Where's it? All right, Juancho. When you're not on the Quit Stalling podcast, where can the folks at home find you?
All right, so if I'm not here, I'm on Twitter, which is @SaldanaJuancho, and there's this new thing I actually want to add to.
Oh, go for it.
I should have given you a heads up, but I just really remembered right now. You know, since we're talking about board games now, we have this page called Taft Troopers. You guys just search it on Facebook, and yeah, we have like weekly game nights in Taft, which is pretty cool, like in front of LaSalle.
Yeah, so Taft
is a page I made like a long time ago, but you know, now that we're going to talk about board games again, I'm gonna start using it.
Yeah, definitely, man. And for those of you who are from abroad, Taft is a local place here in Metro Manila. If you're ever in the area, hit up Juancho. Juancho, where can they hit you up when they want to find out about, you know, Taft Troopers and more?
I just search TAF Troopers on Facebook, and you'll find the page.
Yeah, that's TAFT Troopers, like stormtroopers.
Yes.
Or
Like,
or tweet.
The logo is like a
Juancho.
green stormtrooper, actually.
Yeah. Or if you want, just tweet Juancho at Saldana Juancho. Ain't that right?
Yes, you can do that too.
All right. If you want to find out more about me, you can check out at Herald Plays on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube, and on Twitch. That's HERALD Plays, spelled PLAYS. Herald Plays. I live stream World of Warcraft, Overwatch with Juancho, a little bit of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and so much more. So check that out. Check me out. My VODs go up on my YouTube and my Twitch channel as well. And of course, if you want to find that's all, folks. If you want to find out more about Quit Stalling, head on over to www.quitstalling.us. That's quitstalling.us. And all our links are there. Our social media, our YouTube. There's still a link to our SoundCloud there that I should take down. Of course, you can get us on iTunes, on Google Play, on Stitcher, and anywhere you can find podcasts. Don't subscribe to the Quit Stalling Podcast mega feed. That is going to be down for a long, long time. Subscribe to the Quit Stalling Podcast and Game Bite. Game Bite is our show that we record every Wednesdays at 9:30 p.m. I'm going to be there tomorrow with Diego Z, with Vince Cabrera, with Mick de Guzman. We're going to talk about all things video games tomorrow night. Juancho, you're going to head out to Hong Kong, aren't you? Are we going to see you next week? Are we
Yeah. I'll be back in like 3 days.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
That's
this
awesome. Then you
Friday,
can tell us all about Hong Kong.
Yep. I'm leaving in like 8 hours.
Oh, you got to get your sleep, dude. You got to get your sleep.
Yep, I know.
Get that beauty sleep in, because when you get to Hong Kong, you're just going to hit the ground running, aren't you? You're just going to start doing touristy things. All right, well, I'm not going to keep you for any longer. For those of you watching at home, if you're watching us on the Twitch, our VODs are on the videos tab. If you're watching us on YouTube, just click on the channel logo and you'll find all our VODs there. And if you're watching us on Facebook, thank you, friends, family, and all the people who accidentally scrolled by on their timelines. For Juancho and the rest of the Quit Stalling crew who aren't here right now, I've been Herald. This has been the Quit Stalling Podcast. We'll see you guys next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Bye, everybody. Bye.
See ya.
See ya. Ooh.